Hello everyone, I'm Corey Holloway, Eastern Iowa Community College's Equal Opportunity and Diversity Manager. September 15th through October 15th is recognized as Hispanic Heritage Month. During this time, we get to recognize the contributions from our Hispanic and Latin cultures and celebrate their rich and diverse culture. Today, we'll have the opportunity to hear from some employees and students of what this time and what this month means to them and how they celebrate it.
My name is Jennifer Austin. I'm an academic advisor at the Clinton campus, and I'm a first-generation college student, and I actually started my academic career out as a community college student. How I celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. My family actually doesn't do anything in particular this month. Instead, it's more of a lifestyle for us, so it's 365 days a year that we kind of celebrate who we are and appreciate where we came from and our family. Some of the traditions that my family participates in during this time is everything is a celebration. If there's a birthday party, you get all of us. And that's third cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody. It's not, we're more of a nuclear family where you just get your close grandparents. You honestly get all of us. We also, if somebody makes a goal at school, gets good grades, get the role in theater that they're trying for, that's all of us again on a on a social media thread. We're supporting each other. So just things that we participate in is just other family members' activities and celebrating those. What's important about Hispanic Heritage Month to me, and it's important that I pass those traditions down to my children. I have 2 teenagers, and it is really important that we stress respect, honor being with family. So whenever we have family gatherings, my 2 teenagers never drag their feet. It's usually marked on their calendar, and they're excited to see their family as well, because it truly is a celebration. So that's one of the ways we've passed the tradition down to them. Hispanic role models, oh my goodness, there's so many. But the one that really speaks to me, and it's because it's George Lopez. It's something I grew up watching with my family as a child, and we watch reruns together with my children. And I just loved the family dynamics because I remember watching it as a child, and I'm like, that is so my family. That was me and my family being represented on the screen. All the laughter, the hugs, all of the emotions that come with having such a close-knit family. One takeaway I hope everybody understands and respect about Hispanic Heritage Month is it can go beyond the month. It doesn't need to be given just a month on the calendar. We can celebrate it, embrace it all year long. And I think it's really important to learn about where everybody comes from. Everybody has their own story, and I think it's really important for us to get to know the story, and it helps us understand the person.
My name is Sergio Mendoza. I work at Eastern Iowa Community Colleges in the Continuing Education Department. And what I do there is I run a highway construction program. I work on a grant to help get people into CDL and highway construction jobs. I've been doing that for the past 12 years now, and I'm very happy to work here at EICC. The way I celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month is that I am a member of my local LULAC Council, and that's LULAC Council 5285 in Moline. And every year we put on a parade, a Mexican Independence Day parade in downtown East Moline. All the proceeds from the parade go to help fund scholarships in the Quad Cities, Muscatine, Clinton area. We have seen a lot of students here in Muscatine receive the LULAC scholarship. So we're very proud to volunteer and put on the parade every year. We do raise a lot of money for college students. And the way I celebrate is by volunteering my time. We help organize the parade. We help get members from the community to attend. The day of the parade itself, we help by organizing the line. We help vendors setting up. Well, LULAC is the League of United Latin American Citizens, and it is one of the oldest and largest Latino organizations in the United States. We work on civil rights issues. We help raise money for scholarships in our local areas. We have very big councils in the Chicago area, here in the Quad Cities. We also have councils in the Des Moines area. And a lot of what we do is just is serve our community in whatever needs they may have. We do a lot with education. We do a lot with voting rights. And here in the Quad Cities, the main thing that we do is raise money for scholarships through our Mexican Independence Day Parade and through other various fundraisers that we do throughout the year. So during Hispanic Heritage Month, one of the things I always remember as a child is that my family would gather and we would watch the grito, or the shout of independence that they do in Mexico City. I've never been to it in person, but we would always gather around the TV and watch the grito in Mexico City in the Zócalo, and pretty much watch it as a family because it's a big tradition. It's a very beautiful festival that they do, and they usually show it on different Mexican TV channels. So one of the aspects of Hispanic heritage that is important to me is music. I learned how to play traditional Mexican guitar through one of my friends in college. He taught several of me and my friends how to play the traditional songs on acoustic guitar, and I really find it important to pass along those songs to the next generation. So right now I'm currently showing a lot of the songs to one of my daughter's friend, who plays in one of the mariachi bands at one of the local elementary schools. So it's just important to keep those traditions alive, especially the oral traditions of music, and really letting the younger generation know what their roots are and how traditional songs began. My favorite traditional song to play on acoustic guitar, it's called La Copa Rota, and my teacher, Salvador Castaneda, showed that to me in college back in 2006, and I still remember it very well. So the biggest misconception or stereotype is that Cinco de Mayo is Hispanic Heritage Month and is considered the Independence Day for Mexico, but it's not. Mexican Independence Day falls on September 15th. That's when the priest, Father Hidalgo, declared the El Grito de Dolores and declared the Mexican independence. So Cinco de Mayo isn't Mexican Independence Day. It's basically just a weekend to celebrate with family and friends and watch boxing and have cookouts and whatnot. But the Mexican Independence Day is held on September 15th every year. That's our real Mexican Independence Day, not Cinco de Mayo. My perspective on Hispanic culture and identity has evolved over the years. Since I've been able to visit more parts of Mexico. I've been to the south of Mexico in the Yucatan Peninsula, and in the highland mountain regions of Chiapas, and in central Mexico where my family is from. So just by traveling, I've learned that the cultures in Mexico kind of vary a little bit from area to area. The types of food, the way people talk. In the south of Mexico, a lot of the indigenous language is still spoken to this day, and Spanish is considered somewhat of a secondary language. So yeah, just traveling has kind of evolved my understanding of it. Growing up here in the United States, I wasn't aware. I thought everyone in Mexico spoke Spanish. But traveling to the south, to the southern areas of Mexico, I learned that some of the indigenous languages like Nahuatl is still actively spoken by everyone in the communities. So one of my biggest inspiration for Hispanic role models or figures was Cesar Chavez and the work he did with the farm workers in California. So Cesar organized the farm workers, created the United Farm Workers Union, and really mobilized them to fight for their civil rights, for equal pay, for better working conditions. That's something that we still kind of see as a need for today. But he did get that conversation started, and they did get a lot of rights out of those movements in the 60s and 70s.
I think that learning about Latino heritage is very important for all Iowans because we are the largest ethnic group in the state. We are your neighbors, we are the workers, we are the people that you are doing business with, And we have all those amazing restaurants with all the great food, and we are going to be the largest number of population in a lot of different counties and a lot of different cities across Iowa. There are a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes about the Latino and Hispanic communities in the state. One example that I can give is assuming that all Latinos speak Spanish. Not all of us do. We have Brazilians who speak Portuguese. We have Haitians who speak French or Creole. And we have a multitude of indigenous languages that Latinos speak. There are a lot of people that have influenced me personally and professionally. A lot of them are people who are working on the fields, people who have come here as undocumented immigrants and have made a life here, who continue to work really hard to make sure that this country continues to work the way that it works. Those essential workers that have minimal rights inspire me to do my work every day. My perspective on Latino heritage has changed throughout the years as I learn more about the impact that colonization has had in our communities, from our foods to our culture to the way that we discipline. It all comes from colonization. We're still dealing with the residuals of all the abuse and the genocide that our communities suffer at the hand of colonizers. One of the ways that I think that we can expand the knowledge and the acceptance and the integration of our Latinos in the state is by celebrating year-round, by learning about where individuals come from, about not generalizing or stereotyping individuals, but instead learning from the person that is in front of you, because every country in Latin America has its own culture, and within those countries, every community, every state, and every region has its own community. So just because I like something, it doesn't mean that all Latinos will like or dislike something.